Theme 9. Democracy is an unfinished experiment where something new is added or removed with each advancing step. I can't really end, I didn't feel comfortable ending the first set of themes that you get from me on such a depressing note because theme 8 kind of really just leaves you with a hollow feeling if you run it right. So I would make the argument that perhaps the best way to end this is talk about a little bit of a positive theme, try to put some level of a positive spin on this, which is theme 9. That democracy itself is an unfinished experiment where something new is added or removed with each advancing step. The first goal of the Constitution is the idea of forming a more perfect union. The framers of the Constitution understood that the only way democracy is going to work is if we accept that it is an ongoing experiment. In that respect, the Constitution is a living and breathing document, as Justice Holmes once said. And the idea behind that is that when the Constitution is seen, and when America as a democracy is seen as something that is fluid, we recognize that mistakes are going to be made. And the test of a democracy is not the mistakes that are made, but the willingness to confront those mistakes and to get those right. Maybe making different mistakes next time out, not repeating the same mistake. This theme becomes another way of framing the idea of forming a more perfect union. And when we form a more perfect union, we willingly accept that things are going to be, we'll make mistakes, we're going to get it wrong, but we have the courage and the fortitude to be able to make things right. And that's one of the things that we realized in industrialization. We recognized that children weren't being educated, they were being made to work in factories. And so we changed that by making compulsory laws that insisted that students be in school. We recognized that capitalism was subject to abuses and that the workplace was brutal. Well, we recognized that the need to fix that through minimum wage laws and occupational safety requirements, as well as government intervention. We recognize that what was done to the Native Americans was wrong. And so we make a commitment to kind of understand the past and not to white it out and not to sort of get rid of it. This theme proves that during the time period of industrialization, perhaps America is an experiment that strives to and tries to get it right each time out. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it doesn't. But the trick and the critical element behind every democracy is the ability to confront our mistakes, to look at them in the face, to be able to look at ourselves and say, we did wrong, let's try to make it right. And then in the end, maybe we are a nation of Hectors poised between equally desirable but ultimately incompatible courses of action. But we also understand that we can be more. We can strive to be more than tragic. We can recognize where our mistakes where they exist, and kind of be able to rectify them so that our narrative isn't one of our pain and our agony, but rather our willingness to make life better for both ourselves and those that come after us. So in Theme 9, democracy is an unfinished experiment where something new is added or removed with each advancing step. This is another way of framing the idea of forming a more perfect union, and that America is an experiment that strives and tries to get it right each time out. Sometimes it works. Sometimes we do get it right. And other times we get it wrong. But we have the commitment each time to face what we did wrong and make it right so that we're not guilty of making the same mistakes, but rather opening the door and creating the opportunity to make different mistakes and different opportunities to fix those.